attention. 3, 2, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. We're reaching for the top, and we'll never fall below.
I do my hair talk, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? My hair talk, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair talk, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Let's go.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? And welcome to Chill Chatter Podcast. I am Q.
I'm Kay.
This mute button is killing us.
Yeah,
You ain't never lied.
it's about undefeated right about now.
It
Every
is. Ever
episode,
that way.
So, welcome back, everybody. I know we, pretty much been a little MIA, here and there. Last weekend I was in Louisiana visiting my daughter for family weekend, so I wasn't able to be appear on the episode. So shout out to Kay and Isha for holding it down for all of us. And then Isha had to go from visiting with her son last weekend, and then that would have left Kay by herself, and she said she ain't ready for all that yet. So so what's been up with y'all this week? What's going on?
Nothing major. Just kind of recovering from birthday festivities still.
Hey, what's going on?
And kind of shifting into preparation for this new storm that's about to come this way. Like over hurricane season right now at this point. Being that the entire Florida cone is in the midst. This ought to be interesting. But other than that, just enjoying life for what it is.
Okay. Isha, what's going on with you? How was your week?
I'm asleep. I'm definitely asleep. I'm here, but I'm asleep. I never travel to Nigel games on a Saturday because I always feel like something's gonna go wrong with flights and stuff like that. So I never do it. But Orlando prices was unnecessary this weekend and next weekend. So I was like, okay, I'll try Saturday this weekend. Got there, took a nap, drove to Gainesville, played the game, hollered and screamed because I don't like the people. Because it looks worse than it needs to be, but that's another day, not even this platform. But anyway, drove back, and then my body wakes up around 6, 7 o'clock on its own.
Oh, I be hating it.
And I went back to sleep, but I had to be up at 10 o'clock. So, and I haven't been to sleep since I've been back home. So yeah, I'm asleep. But as far as new, ain't nothing new. It's same day. Withdrawals. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I had a big interview on Wednesday for a possible job promotion. So, yeah, we're gonna definitely. It went very well. I'm gonna claim it, and yeah, it's mine. So hopefully this week, I can get the group chat lit with some great news. So
The group chat. Group chat stay lit.
I mean, yeah, absolutely, but it's gonna be like super lit right now.
Yeah, it'll be a congratulatory lit.
Yeah.
And then we need to turn up to
Hey, Ruben.
turn up Tory.
Yes.
Right.
So we got a few people that's joining us, or they either joined in and left. I don't know, but we got Coach Ruben. Hey, Ruben, Olympic Heights. It's been real _IG. All right, Isha joined us.
Hey.
Counselor _counselor. Hey, Mish. We got Janie 7 joined us. Charlotte Kirbo and Seminole Ridge that has joined us. Hey, everybody. Go ahead and put in the chat where you are representing.
It's funny that Olympic Heights joined, and we literally
just mentioned their name.
Talking about Olympic Heights right before we logged in.
Okay.
That's crazy.
So
Olympic Heights, y'all got something y'all need to tell us? Because
yeah.
when the spirits move for a reason, and the spirits moved. So what y'all got to share with us?
Mm,
So yeah, we are now in full blown comp season. Comp
yeah,
season started last week.
we love
So
Olympic
this
Heights.
is the most wonderful time
The
of the year.
most
It's comp season. So if you are representing a team, can we get some tea? What category y'all, what division y'all going in this year?
Yeah, because some people done shook the table already.
Yeah, the table has been shook,
They
and we trying to figure out. Oh, okay, so this is what we doing. Okay, some choosing a little violence, some being a little, a little chill. Some like,
some some stepping in uncharted territories that they have not stepped in.
Okay,
yeah,
Seminole Ridge, large co-ed.
okay, that's what we doing.
We know who you talking about. Oh, you do?
So Olympic Heights, where y'all going? What division y'all gonna be in this year? Tell us. We
Hmm.
want to know.
Yeah, because we was just talking about what division y'all were in last
Last
year.
year.
Yeah.
And I could have sworn they were in large, right?
No, I don't think so. Were they? I don't think they were in large last year. I,
No, I want to say
No, medium.
they were
it,
in medium. They had to be
Medium,
in medium
medium,
last
medium.
year,
Yeah, it definitely was
if I
medium.
can remember.
it's
So
one.
what?
Mm, this ought to be interesting.
Yeah.
But
So
while we wait on their response, we can go ahead and talk about who shook the table because it's out there. West Broward is going small.
yeah,
And I kind of like that for them.
I'm just trying
The
to.
reason why I like that for them
Can they
is
do it though?
because the strength that sometimes you get in small is the strength that they need to compete against.
But my question is, they've always been a large team. Can they truly condense to go from? I can understand going from large to medium, things of that, but large to small.
It's
That's
a big jump. It's a big jump.
big.
But
And then you talking about you talk about going from 25 plus girls to like give or take what
if you
small.
ain't got 25 girls, we say it all the time. If you ain't got the people to put on the mat, then you
I
got to go
told
where you.
small. I know I ain't crazy.
Olympic Heights was small last year.
Yeah, they don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, it's too early to tell. Smart move.
Mm.
okay. I
Smart.
feel
So,
you.
so is that common for most teams not sure? Because I was under the impression that when you go ahead and declare that you're going to be participating this year, that you had to declare what division you were going to be in. It was something that we talked about too in a previous episode where we were saying how people compete, doing the minis and stuff like that at one division, and then when it gets to regionals, they completely either go up, go down, or they may stay the same. So I was under the impression that you had to pretty much declare your division now
No, you
versus,
don't have to declare until like I want to say November, December.
but the season started.
I,
So
You
I would.
don't have to declare at the start of mini season. You have to decide before
regionals.
regionals. Yes.
Yeah.
So I would guess that maybe it's possible that some of these teams, what they do is see what their team looks like during the mini comps to see if their particular routine will be better at the division in which they're trying out, or should they go smaller and cut a few people and then declare it. I think it's somewhat smart to declare it later on, but then at the same time, it's kind of like a catch 22 because if I'm looking at the teams that's going to be possibly competing in my category, I could go a little bit smaller just to avoid that team, or I could condense my team because it's just not working out based on the stunt groups in which I have.
I was just going to say, I don't think we've seen people go up. I think we more so seen people go down. And I think as coaches, sometimes when we pick teams, we pick based off potential
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, and potential don't come through the way that we thought we was gonna be able to do it. So that's why we go smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Ruben, yes, you did go from extra large to small one time. I do remember that. How was that change for you? Like how
Well, how was it determined? How did you make that determination to go from extra large to small?
not just how was it determined, but like mentally, physically, like how you had to deal with that. Like because
Must have been some
when
heartbreak.
your eye is used to seeing more numbers,
Yeah,
you like some people thrive with more and it's harder to do less because a lot of people don't know how to clean, and when you have less people on the
You
mat,
gotta
you
clean
yeah,
have
up.
to clean a lot more.
Yeah.
When you go extra large, you also have to clean more because it, like we said, we always say it look like a bunch of roaches. So I want to know, how was that for you in totality? Olympics, Olympics, Olympics. You said, yep, season started, but let the stunt groups rep it out. And what's consistent then in November,
December.
December, when we have to lock in the size, we can think about what's best for the success of the program. And I like that.
That makes sense.
I like
It
that
definitely
response.
makes sense.
because you give the girls the opportunity to prove themselves and see if they can eventually get it, and then those that can't, they eventually become alternates or just not a part of the team altogether.
And I like that too because now you have people that have been doing the routine, so they know the routine. So if you do need an alternate for injury purposes or illness or whatever happens,
You
because
have,
But
million
we,
and one things can happen. We could
yeah.
have an all-star team on your team, like anything can happen. But now you have an alternate to do a
And we
little
said
bit.
that the importance of having alternates on your team, is very important because and we've seen it where injuries occur. There's been some major absences, and pretty much your team is depleted. At that point, you should have, called up your alternate to step in and, you keeping things moving forward. You don't kind of, become stagnant, or you have to pause because your majors are not there. This is the time for everybody to step up. So
pretty much.
yeah, how y'all feel about having alternates on your team? How do you all, as coaches and as teams, how do you all feel about having alternates on the team? Do you think it's useful? Do you think it's something that like it doesn't really matter for us? Because again, things happen. You never know. How y'all feel about that?
So Ruben responded to our question. He said it was hard, but it was easy to see the routine better. It was also determined by skill. I had 5 groups, but only 3 were more consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
It makes sense.
And to me, a person that is good with cleaning, I probably would rather deal with small.
Mm-hmm. It looks better.
My OCD really kicks in with here. Like if we supposed to be like this and you like this,
And it's noticeable when you know the routine. When you
oh,
see the routine and in its full
You do that.
capacity, it's very noticeable when something is off. I
what
think
you
for
said,
me,
Derisha.
You do that while we're watching the comp. She out of place.
It bothers me. It does feel like, and I have not been diagnosed with OCD, so I don't know what real OCD feels like. But if that's what OCD feel like on a regular basis, I don't think I can handle it.
Thursday can no have no idea what the routine's supposed to look like, but she will pick a person out of place every single time. Every
It
single
bothers
time.
me.
Never
It
fail.
bothers me real bad.
But as far as an alternate is concerned, I think they're beneficial if the alternate puts forth the effort to be a real alternate. Because sometimes you can have alternates and they are just people that you just have there and feel kind of bad for. But I think real alternates, meaning somebody that could fill in immediately if something does happen, are the best. It is one of the best options ever, because we've seen some routines that have completely had issues during state in itself.
Mm-hmm.
And it helped when they had somebody else to fill in, as opposed to having to stand there and the stunt not go up or the dance routine not look complete. You don't have a hole in your routine. It's
Yeah.
always great to have.
Yep.
All right. Heather Hall brought Nikki. She said, I have to have alternates. I had a senior get hurt the Monday before states. You never know what can pop up. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think for me, because and I don't have OCD, but when I'm looking at the routine, I definitely am looking for cleanliness and I'm looking for like showmanship. So I can't do nothing past maybe large at the most, maybe medium, large. Small is just too small for me. I can deal with medium and large. If it becomes too much, I'm like, this is too much going on. I'm cutting everybody because extra large, there's too many y'all. It's too many y'all on the mat, and y'all, somebody is out of place, and I'm about to go off. So we just want to go medium. God
It,
darn, I'm cutting everybody. I'm
oh,
cutting the whole
And
squad in half.
I agree wholeheartedly because I don't like small either. I don't like small either,
I
but for my
for
eye
certain
with cleanliness, that probably would be best for me.
mm-hmm.
And as far as alternates, like alternates are rough because what you need them to be is not what they are all the time. Like Ruben said that his alternates lacked in talent because you're gonna put the best on the mat. So if
Mm-hmm.
you have an alternate, it's not gonna be the the number one person that you can go to. Um, however, you want them to be as motivated as the best person on your team because when you have to use them is usually at the most unopportune time, and it's like you got to go now, we ain't got time to teach you. You should have learned that when you was over there playing on your phone
Yeah.
instead of paying attention. And it would piss me off if I have to go to an alternate and you're not ready.
So how
So that is like, oh,
so as a coach, do you think it's beneficial to have your alternates practice the routine as if they are on the team
you
instead of
need
having
them to do
them?
that. However, when you have to replace them, you never really know where you're going to replace them.
And that's why it's important for you, like say for instance, you need to have multiple bases,
Yeah.
multiple flyers, multiple, a back spotter that can probably do a side base or a main base, or you know what I'm saying? They have to be versatile, so that way that wherever you put them, they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you have to run your practices where you got to put the alternate in there so they can get used to the reps, get used to the routine, get used to spacing, get used to everything, so that way if duty calls, you don't have time to like you said, Ish, to teach them anything. When duty calls, I should, as a coach, look back at my alternate and they already know who's next. They already know that, okay, if we in the middle of a routine and one of our members get hurt, we got to go back to the back to kind of sort out how we're gonna do it. Already, my alternate should know. Let me get on. Let me start stretching. Let me warm up because it's time for me to get in there. And that's the thing. You have to be prepared. I don't care what you think, because you put the best on the best on the mat. Cool, but you still have to. We've seen it at state. Remember the girl broke? I think she broke her whole ankle, broke her foot in the middle of routine. We
Listen,
seen it.
Yes,
So
ma'ams, and they made it to finals.
yeah, and they made it to finals. So
and the thing of it was that
Finals, not track.
nobody the whole routine was held up from that one particular stunt group, and the baby was standing there in
yeah.
complete agony because they had nobody else.
So
Yep.
it's at the end of the day, like I think this alternates are important. I think you need to make sure you train them appropriately. And if that means you got to train, 4 or 5 girls to fill in different spots at all times, that's what you have to do. Just so that way you are able to put whatever's necessary on that mat. Yeah. So we left off on conversations from last
Oh,
week.
hold on. Pause. Ruben did something that was actually very interesting. He said he had a total of 7 groups, but he would only compete with 5 and he would rotate them out.
That makes sense.
And the best 5 is what competed in state.
So that week you got your homegirls. So that week it's like clean slate on Monday. Whoever give me what the best that I needs to put on the
Whoever
mat, that's who gonna compete for the
leave
week.
it
I
all.
like that idea, Ruben. I
Love it.
like that. I
So
like that.
Some other coaches might go to that, and that's actually a great idea.
And it motivates your girls, it motivates your team, so that way no one is complacent, no one is comfortable.
and
Every
everybody know
week
that they spot can be given up.
at any time, and it keeps that fire on them girls, on your members. I like that idea, Ruben.
So this topic can kind of tie into the topic that me and each left off last week when it comes to foundation and fundamental skills, as far as we're talking about whether or not optimist cheerleaders can transition into high school and high school girls can transition into all-star.
I mean, we know that they can transition. It's whether the coaches are going to put in the work to make sure they get those foundational skills to be able to compete on that level. Like that question is more so asking like, oh, you went to college to teach, can you teach? Like it's the next step. Like you have to go to the next step. Oh, you've never been an admin before. I don't think you could do that because you've never done it. Like you have to be trained, you have to get the basics, and then it's going to be uh an action situation. Like you can, we could get all of the training and stuff, and until we have to actually put it to work, you don't know if you really got it or not. Now there are some that don't pan out because they don't make the teams, because we know there are more optimist teams than we have high schools. So not everybody makes the teams. However, we know that it's possible because who's the ninth graders that are coming and getting on the teams, or flourishing throughout. And then you got kids that have been on all-star teams and have transitioned to maybe high school, and depending on where they come from, they don't look that great either, they just can tumble. So it's just whether the coaches on those levels gonna put in the work to build those kids up to the standards that they need to be on that level.
And I mean, when you think about foundation, we're talking about like the basic skills you need for cheerleading. That means motions, that means
Low
jumps,
B,
that
touchdown, T, taper
yeah,
top.
those things. And if you can't do the basics in it, and you definitely can tell who actually have invested into, just the wonderful world of cheerleading, and those who just winging it as they're out there.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I look at some of these girls that are, competing on the high school level, and they're coming from parks, they're coming from the optimist level, and you can tell, what you kind of can get based off of what optimist park day or program they came from, because it's kind of like it's something that you see on all the girls that came from that park, or that, from that program. The basic things are not being taught, you know and for me, that's something that irks me. Like, you should know the difference between a front hurdle and the side hurdle, and formation, how it looks for you, how it looks for the person who is viewing it. You know what I'm saying? It's a huge difference. And how your leg is up, your arms are supposed to be out, how your back leg is supposed to look. It's a difference. And the same thing with a toe touch. It's a way it's supposed to look. And again, we're so concerned about height and how it looks, visually, but it's ugly.
Mm-hmm. And those are the ones that they throw in the front.
Yeah, and it was like, why y'all put her in the front? And she, when
It's
you're
all
doing the
about height.
front, and when you're doing the front, you got somebody who knee is pointing to the front, and somebody the other leg is just looking like it's just thrown up in the air. And it's like, come on, as a coach and as someone who is, been in the sport of cheerleading for so long, that stuff matters. Like, you can't teach them the basic, formation. I mean, basic, I'm all over my words right now. You can't teach them the basic, you know what I'm saying, as far as like what it supposed to look like. So I think when it comes to different levels, I think when you on that optimist level, the foundation should have been taught at whatever age, the youngest age, and it should be, you know what I'm saying, pushed as you go up. Because when you become a certain age, it becomes, innate and it's like stuck where now this is what you're used to and you can't really change it.
I agree. And that was something that I was touching base on last week when I stated that we all know that they can transition, but the concern I had was that transitioning from optimist to high school is that a coach for high school has to basically sometimes start over from scratch with certain cheerleaders and build, because when it comes to stunting, when it comes to optimists, the goal is just to get the stunt up. How the stunt is built is not the major concern. I just need to make sure that they get it up. So they're not really judged upon how the stunt is put up. So now a high school coach has to go back and then teach them the foundation of how to put a stunt up, how to look in that particular stunt, and how to come out of that stunt properly. And the same thing happens from high school to all star as well with transitioning. Um, I think the thing that I was thinking of is more so: is it fair to coaches to have to go through so much, and why are we not helping one another with kind of like not the pipeline to prison, but kind of like the pipeline to cheerleading?
And that's something that Ruben commented. Like the optimist coaches have to be willing to communicate with the high school coaches to learn from them. Where okay, everybody want to say, "Oh, put my girls on your team," or "I got a girl that'll be good for you," but you're not learning from those coaches that you want to send your kids to, and now these coaches are overworked trying to train your kids, and your kids don't have basic training. So a lot of times, I know for me, I if your kids don't have basic training, and I can get kids from elsewhere, I'm gonna stop taking your kids. Like I'm gonna get kids from other places. If I have to go all the way to Hobby Lobby Tabletop Touchdown, with your kids and with somebody else's kids, I'm just cleaning. I'm not gonna really deal with you and your kids. You take your kids somewhere else because the less work I have to do on a high school level, because I also have to build skill. I have to advance their skill. I'm gonna stop taking your kids. But
And
everybody want their kids to come to your program.
it's very noticeable. It definitely very noticeable, especially when you put them on the mat. And it's like, and we something that we talked about too, whereas that transition from optimist to high school, it's rough for some people, and sometimes it takes them more than one season to to
To
for it
adjust.
to adjust and for it to click, because it's like
I've been doing this for so long. Now you telling me everything I learned, I have to reevaluate and then
mhm.
do something else.
And it's even them coaches that felt like they won. You know, hey ladies, what we talking about tonight? Some of
We've
everything.
being all over the place tonight.
But even for
Right
some of the
now, we're talking about the park cheerleaders coming to high school, and where we are right now is the difficult transition because on the park they are not getting the skill set
Mm-hmm.
to transition to high school. High school coaches basically got to start from the bottom. Now we here.
yeah.
You
And the
just
same thing for some of the coaches. They feel like because they won on that level that they can come to high school and do the same thing. And it's like, are you not? You know what I'm saying? Are you not? EJ Lowe said very, very difficult.
sure. I am sure. Cause you look at, like, we watch some of the videos of the teams and them practicing, and you could look at the kids from the park and you could definitely tell, or we know who
Who's
some of the
still there?
who it it looked like it took hell and high water to get them to the point of completing that stunt the proper way.
Yeah.
Literally speaking.
And
That's
we did.
stressful.
And we did talk about that whole mentorship thing, whereas, you have a new coach that's coming into, maybe that's coming from, and you also too have to think about some of these coaches really they don't have the training. They don't have the proper training, nor do they have the, wherewithal to even to do some research before they take on a role and take on that job. And we've said it when we seen different routines, we're like, yeah, we know you ain't, whoever coaching these girls ain't really no cheer coach. Or they're not familiar. And the thing is when you're coming into something, your first thing that you would want to do is ask questions. You want to get some kind of training, do some research, find out, okay, what do I need to do to at least get my girls on a level to where they can actually go out there and compete versus just throwing something on the mat and just be like, oh, well, I'm just a sponsor. There's a difference between a coach
and coach
and a sponsor, somebody that just there, or what they call them, an
paper.
advisor, or what?
A paper pusher.
A paper pusher. There's two totally different, descriptions when you think about somebody who was actually coaching and then someone who was just receiving a stipend. EJ Lowe said it totally takes the kids a full season to learn and adapt.
I am sure. I agree.
And that takes us back to things that we've said in the past. JV and varsity. That year on JV gets them to adapt to being a high school cheerleader. At minimum, that 1 year.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? And it's some schools and some teams that have a freshman team that's just nothing but freshmen. Maybe that's something that need to be, you know what I'm saying, that need to be thought about. Where if you are not happy with the skill level or the skill set of those incoming freshmen, just have your little freshman team that goes in there. They're around the team because you want them to be able to be mentored and you want them to soak it all in, pull it in, but they're not ready. You know what I'm saying? They're just not ready for them to actually be on the big blue mat yet because they skill set is just it's taking a little longer for them to adjust and transition.
That's the crazy part because it's not really fair for a high school coach to take a whole full season to have to these kids to have to adapt and learn these things because competition season waits for no one.
Now, question is, do the Optimist coaches have to go through some type of training before they sign out, or is it all volunteer purposes where, oh, well, my daughter cheered for 17 years, so I just know what I know what it's supposed to look like because my daughter cheered. You've never that person never been a coach.
They have a clinic that be like an hour long.
It ain't that long. And then on top of that, in order to coach, it's really up to the parks and who they choose, so to speak. Yeah. I don't think it's an interview process.
It is. Oh, we got this team open. Who want it? Because I mean, let's be real. It's a volunteer job, so it ain't many people that want it. And those people that do well with coaching, they don't want to not get paid for it. Like, you gonna get these expertise, you finna pay for these expertise. So yeah, so it becomes, oh, we got an overflow of girls and we need somebody to coach this team. Who want to be the coach? And that's how I usually play out. Well, I forgot my arm had a scratch on it and it hurt. When not okay, random, off topic. When Najee made his sack, I had jumped up, and then one of my kids had made me a bracelet that I wear every day, and it flew, and I was trying to catch it. And UF Stadium is raggedy, and I scratched my arm on the wall, but I caught the bracelet.
So, but my question is, this is so random and off topic. How the bracelet came off?
Because I was like, yeah, and it phew.
That was some yeah.
It's the phew.
It be her sound effects that be getting me. Okay. So another topic that me and Ish kind of piggyback, and she kind of rolled her eyes before we hung up. Why these teams look like Optimist teams?
We know why they look like Optimist teams. This is a very short conversation because their coaches came from Optimist or their coaches never coached before and they have not learned high school cheer. Next conversation.
Well, somebody made a comment maybe about 2 episodes ago about that, about the teams in Miami. That's what they look like, little Optimist teams.
Again, because they came from Optimist programs or they never coached before, and that's all that they know and they saw, and they never got the training or never trained themselves. Because we did talk about self-training last week, and yeah, they refused to grow. Next conversation. That was short.
I knew she was gonna do that.
She's like, yeah, that was short.
She's gonna do that because the minute I said that we were gonna do it, she rolled.
Okay, well, just J11. Why you got your lip sealed? Well, like, why we zipping our mouth?
Probably because they agree with you.
But I want to know.
And it's the eyes for me. It's the eyes on the little emoji, like, ooh. Well, that's what the comment said. The comment said that's what the teams in Miami.
That is
look
what
like.
the comment said. I'm assuming that the person who was asking is a high school coach in Miami. They never disclosed where they coach.
Yeah.
But we also never asked. But they were engaging in the conversation that we were having, and it was like a lot of teams in Miami. They cheer like the park, and they do. Even the ones that are considered the better high school teams in Miami, they cheer like the park. And when I'm assuming they're talking about more of the inner city schools. So we're talking about the Carroll Cities, the Northwesterns, the Centrals, I wouldn't really consider American inner city school, but your New Orleans, but that's more so what I'm assuming they were talking about. And they don't just look like the park when it comes to cheer. They look worse than the park.
I know this person is.
But when are we going to, like, as far as when are we going to see more of those teams coming from Miami? Because from my understanding, the superintendent did approve cheerleading to be classified as a sport.
I know exactly who this is.
I figured that out too.
I ain't got no tea, but I'm sure gonna sip my water. But no, as Ruben said, it's not all the Miami teams because you got your kind of schools that's on, like I said, inner city.
But you said it. You definitely gave a clear description on which schools that you were referring to in terms of the inner city schools versus those schools. So we understand the St. Brennan's and
wow.
Yeah, the all of them. That's not what
I love the growth of Pace. I keep saying that.
They are
Pace. I love them.
Yeah. And the thing is too is from my understanding, the coaches, like, they're asking questions, they're seeking, and they're, you know what I'm saying, they see and they want the growth of the particular program. So, they are doing what necessarily needs to be done for them to not just build their own experience, but to put, put that on the mat.
So let's go back to Pace, because this is what we're talking about when we talk about, like, making it happen. So Pace, when they first started with comp, they look like your typical, it's our first year doing comp team.
Yeah.
Their second year, they look like Pace been doing some research. Pace been with the camp. Pace been working.
They've been working.
The year after, it's like, is Pace trying to become a threat?
St. Thomas too. Remember when St. Thomas, when we first saw St. Thomas, we was like,
yes.
And St. Thomas growth was even quicker because that was happening in that season.
They were, and it was like it was exciting to see them. It was very exciting to see them because the progression was very, very noticeable, and it was like, bam, oh, what they got going on over there? Because they're way on what machine now.
Right. And I hate to say it because y'all know I love my public schools, but both schools that we're talking about are private schools.
Yeah.
And you can tell that the coaches that they brought in weren't long-term comp coaches. but they got the job. They got the job done, and God darn it, they did it well
Yeah.
because now both of those teams are teams that we can talk about that we're like, are they becoming a factor? Are they becoming a threat? That it ain't happened overnight, but
Mm.
it's definitely becoming a thing.
You know
Oh,
what?
I know who that is. I'm sorry.
You had a delayed reaction.
Because I didn't read the comment.
Ruben said pace one state. Exactly.
So
Now, when you compare
you know
them to some of the
another.
teams that come out of South Florida, we don't think about that. We don't think about that because they're not one of your top teams
Mm-hmm.
in South Florida. So we forget that, we overlook that, but
You know another team that I.
they're a major, they're a factor, they're a heavy hitter. And we only talking about them being in competition for what, 3 years?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Another team I'm excited to see their growth, and I saw much progress with them last year as far as mini comps. I'm excited to see what Taravella brings to the table, being that they've been out of the game for 10 years. The mini comps that they did attend, you could definitely tell that they've been in working and they have made some progress, so to speak. So I'm definitely itching to see what Taravella brings to the table because I think they're supposed to go to state. They were talking about going to state this year.
Yeah, most definitely. From what I
They-
remember, they declared too late last year,
yeah,
Yeah.
which prevented them from going. But this year I can definitely see based off of their page that they are ready. They ready to bring something.
can't wait
I
to see.
think Taravella, from what I'm gathering, from what I'm seeing like over the summer, um it's gonna be a better year,
Mhm.
but I don't think they're gonna be in the conversation just yet.
Hmm.
No, I'm just excited to see their progress.
Yeah,
They've now for them to be out of the game for 10 years though, definitely are going to somewhat make a mark with their progress. It's definitely going to be something to watch.
yeah.
Definitely.
Listen, we already know Western is a threat. We that ain't even nothing we gotta talk about. We don't have to talk about them. We talking about the ones that kind of,
Western comes out swinging.
the Western is kind of a household name when it comes to cheering South Florida. You got some of those, but we talking about the programs that either have been gone for a while or they're still recent to the South Florida cheer world. And
You know another team that has been uh making progress, King's Academy.
Kings Academy was a heavy hitter. Remember when we talking about when Singletary was still a coach? Kings
Right, but they
Academy was
remember
the team that
right,
was kicking Dillard behind.
but they kind of laid low for a little bit because we didn't see them for a while.
I mean, they haven't left. They haven't. I won't necessarily fell off, but they weren't winning like they were before. Like they were kind of one of those teams that was like back to
Yeah,
back to back to back.
yeah, and then
They kind of were
sometimes
just in the conversation. They were placing maybe top five.
Hmm.
So you see them, they doing well, but they weren't at their top status. Um LJ said that, yeah, Kings Academy were always heavy hitters, always. Kings Academy is the one that had the lights on their sign. Remember
I
that?
know, and I loved it.
Yeah, Kings Academy was
It was
always a thing.
everything to
Okay,
me. I
they're
was so
always a thing.
fascinated by that.
so which
Yeah,
brings me
Ruben said
to
Kings Academy won 5 years consecutive. Now, we did talk about Deerfield. Was it our first episode?
Yes,
When I was saying that I am so excited to see them.
yes.
Super excited to see them because not because I think they're gonna be like a Terraville. It's gonna take them some time.
Hmm.
yeah.
However, what they're posting is what we've been talking about fundamentals.
Uh-huh.
They have started from ground zero.
And it's okay.
Yes,
It's okay.
But
that's
they
what
Because
you're supposed to do.
what
When
you
we have
want is
teams,
to feed
we,
your program. So if you got to start from the bottom to get to where you need to go, that's what you need to do. And
and
when I
I
watch their
love
videos,
it.
I be like, I appreciate it. I
I
definitely
love it so
appreciate it.
much because, baby, when we talk about the school of the Ronald McDonald's, and I say that because they colors, them babies was coming on the mat every year and they was being embarrassed. And I don't like that for the girls because the coaches did not take the time to put in the effort to give them what they needed, or
Yeah.
the coaches didn't take the time and the effort to give them what, not necessarily that they needed, but what would be enough to at least say, oh, they did all right.
Mhm.
They had them girls out there looking like they was going as the routine was
Uh-huh.
going, they was making it up. It looked like they were seeing the sequences. And that's not okay for multiple years. If you
Mhm.
have a down year, that's cool. Everybody's gonna have a down year. But multiple years they were looking like that, that's not okay. So for them to start from ground zero and say, look, we got to go back to learning how to just put up a clean prep.
Mhm.
Okay, now once we get that clean prep, we're gonna go to a full.
Push up or go
That's what
straight up.
that's what you're supposed to do. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. And I'm just ready to see what that translates into by the time they come into competition. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what I'm excited about, because last year was a nice little trend of showmanship. So there was a lot more different things as far as the lights on the signs. You had some other things that was like, oh snap.
It was the lights on the sign for me.
So, and I'm hoping that this trend continues.
Oh,
So,
wait, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, but Deerfield Coach is on right now. And remember,
uh-oh,
I said I would love to do an
uh-oh.
interview with Deerfield's coach. Can you please DM us? Because I would like to do an interview with you
We
guys.
would like to interview you all for real, for real. Yes, and we're gonna do that's right. I appreciate that. They said I'm one of the coaches. This is certified underscore game over underscore girls. I'm one of the coaches for Deerfield, and we are definitely rebuilding with brand new coaches, and we are going to do great things with our program. Thank you, ladies. Absolutely.
We here for it all.
Please
Every
DM
bit
us
of
so
it.
we can chat. We wanna interview you all, bring you on the our podcast and do an episode with you all. So DM us so we can
Please.
get this going. And this is for any coaches. I've taken the liberty by inboxing, DMing some teams so that they can complete our interview. So that way we can spotlight. We want to spotlight your team.
You
And
got a
no,
video? I'm sorry.
you say you
I'm
got
gonna
to
comment into the comment like she know I'm talking to her.
She say y'all missed the cheer battle with Ely. Well, who recorded it?
Who got a video? Send a video. I want to
Right. We need to see that. Because, okay, so off topic again, but definitely very relevant. Because we saw them trying to beef with y'all over the summer. We saw them trying to beef with y'all over the summer. And the people was giving very stump shake, very park, and y'all gave them very ignored, very
unbothered.
demure, very mindful. Y'all gave them, we finna focus on these fundamentals and we gonna be ready. So I want to see the video.
She say I have it. Please send it to our DMs.
Please and thank you. Y'all was giving very demure, very mindful.
It's okay. You can take us off
Listen,
topic.
it's cheer related, so we can talk about that. We can talk about it. It's okay.
because
It's
we do talk
okay.
all things cheer.
And we
It's
love
definitely all things cheer.
the interaction. Let's do it. But we still want to bring you on. So please DM us with your availability for a Sunday, and we got you locked in. But
But yes, we want to spotlight teams, whether you are an established team that has won multiple state championships and national championships, or you are a beginning program.
or
We want to spotlight you all and, bring some support to your social media pages as well as just spotlight the team. So I've taken a liberty by DMing some programs. I haven't checked back today to see if any of them completed the form and everything. But if you do get a DM from Cheer Chatter, it is one of us is just inboxing you because we want to spotlight your team. So complete the form so we can spotlight you all.
Also, because we're branching out, we've already lined up some things to do some major things. We're just kind of waiting on some technicalities to come through. If you have a team that you know that is not from South Florida or Florida, period, that you think that we need to see, let us know. So
Yeah.
we can reach out to them if we have not followed them or something like that already. Because we're trying to do all things cheer everywhere.
Yes. Yes, we're taking this. So we have it's underscore EJ 1026. Happy comp season. Absolutely. We are super excited that it's comp season.
Absolutely.
So yes, we know who that is too.
Uh-huh.
Dang!
Come on, it's hey Coach Ernest. Coach E, what them girls at on off 27th and 11 looking like? What them girls looking like off 27 and 11?
I am like too pumped up about comp season. I am literally like ready to see categories. I'm ready to see routines. I'm ready to just
I'm excited.
Not Ernest. I'm sorry. Ruben said not for him. It's not comp season yet. Yeah, y'all got some time. Y'all got some time, Ruben, before y'all comp season start. And we want to interview you too. We already said it, and you ain't said nothing. You need to DM us your availability too, because we didn't get to talk about this new job. Like, we congratulated you, but we have not communicated about this new position. And I think that's great for the cheer world to see a decorated
the elevation
cheer coach go to the next level and hopefully become decorated on that level as well. We want to let's talk about it.
Been coaching. I'm game for an interview. Okay, so send us your availability, Ruben, for a Sunday. Pick a Sunday.
Oh, you ain't know Jelani and Ruben coaching at FAU.
Big things.
He owl.
He talking about he owl.
I am
okay. Y'all see what E said?
No, or did I
emojis.
skip it? Oh, it's up.
Okay.
I'm here for it.
We ready.
We
are ready.
Ooh.
Oh, Corey on too.
Hey, Corey.
That's Jarvis. I mean, yeah. Travis.
J Ravis.
J Ravis. Junior Avis. Yes, we know y'all shook the table. We already announced that.
Heard
that y'all shook the table. We need some more people to shake the table.
We don't know yet.
I said we need some more people to shake the table.
Say that they already haven't. We just don't know.
This is true.
We just don't know. Ooh. Yes, Lord. Oh, Lordy.
Yeah, when we drop our announcement, we're gonna be shaking the table.
Oh yeah, we gotta shake the table too.
Yeah, we gonna
y'all don't get to just shake the table by yourself.
No, I think we're gonna be doing more than shaking the tables, to be honest. I think we're causing earthquakes around here. I'm happy I'm out of this and get to sit back and watch.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure this is a great opportunity too for Coach Ruben to do some type of recruiting too. So he's, he's gonna be in the cheer world looking and recruiting if possible. So this would be a great opportunity for our, for the girls, period, for all of the cheerleaders, male or female.
I would really love to see more colleges at state and mini comps. I would love to see it. I would really love to see it.
Well, see, here's the issue, and I think we talked about this when we said that why cheerleading is not respected as a sport because the NCAA hasn't really respected it. Well, the NCAA hasn't even classified it as a sport, and I think until they do that, it's kind of like hey, we competing or whatever. I think once the NCAA actually clarifies it or classifies it as a sport, we would probably see more because
The
So
funding to get there.
that part.
my
So
is, do you think, hypothetically speaking, that the coaches should take matters into their own hands and handle their own business instead of waiting? Because you
No,
have some
because
kids that are just
the
that.
reason why they can't is because those decisions aren't made um by coaches. That stuff is made by athletic directors, and then it goes up. And then there's a lot of things like with compliance, with sports, they have a compliance office and they
mhm.
handle all of the do's and the don'ts. And usually the people that coach that coach at these colleges, they hate compliances because compliance is the rule enforcer for the
Yeah.
NCAA.
And
They are
each
not your
each
friend.
each program or each institution has a compliance officer in the
And
office.
they are not their friends.
Nope.
They are not their friends at all.
Nope.
They will come and sit, they will come to your practice. If you are a minute over time, you're doing one thing too long, they will shut you down and they have to report directly to the NCAA. So the coaches on the college level cannot take it into
So
their own hands.
Seminole Ridge states that NCAA has classified stunt as the sport for cheer.
But we know that it's not the same. Like we want to see what we consider not saying that it's not cheer. They got there in volleyball uniforms. We want our skirts and our crops, and we want to be yelling words, and we want to be tumbling,
You
and we
want full
want music.
routines.
We
Yeah.
want all of that. We want what they do in Daytona to be that.
And it's possible for you to turn competitive cheerleading into a season. You can give them the mini comps where they within their division, the SEC,
Yeah.
ACC, Big 12, whoever.
Listen, we
You
done gave them the game already. We told them
Yeah, like
exactly
you
how to
can
do
make
it.
this
They
happen.
don't
Every
listen to us, but we've told them how they can do it. However, it's just them getting it done. And like we said before, it's gonna take for someone in NCAA to respect cheer in order for that to transition over. But yeah,
Yay for Daytona, as Ruben says.
but no, yes, yay for Daytona. I want to go. We should
Who said we can't?
we should go.
It's in April too.
And I'm trying to figure out why we can't go.
We should go.
I'm
We
okay.
have never been too.
Never.
I went twice when I lived in Daytona. I did.
You didn't go with us. It's not the same
No,
experience.
no, no. I absolutely agree that it's not the same. It will never be the same. I'm just saying I've gone when I was in undergrad in Daytona. So I'm excited. I want to go back.
Let's go. Y'all know I ain't gonna never take a trip.
Let me look at the date. Let me see what the date is.
So yeah, normally when I go to Najalee's football games, I sporadically look at the cheerleaders,
I
but
need
I
to go.
was front and centered yesterday. Like they were right in front of me. They kind of got on my nerve because they was throwing stunts in the game, and I was trying to watch the game. And I know they supposed to do that, but I wasn't there for cheer. I was there for football. I just gave y'all a little cheer while I was there for football.
I have to.
However, I was excited before the game.
I always now see there's two cheer teams, two college cheer teams that I go absolutely crazy about. I can't even lie. University of Kentucky and UCF was the two teams that I always used to go crazy about when it came to cheerleading.
And I
Love
like
those.
the fact that UCF and Florida's cheerleaders have a really great relationship because I was put up.
It's your birthday weekend.
Oh, I'm looking like she saw something, but they were throwing stunts like with it was. I put up one where it was a boy putting up from Florida, putting up a girl from UCF,
Mhm.
and all of that, and they were doing it on the sideline, like right in front of us. I thought that was pretty cool. I've never seen that on the collegiate level. Jelani said, so what's the difference between MEAC on the comps that UCF compete in? So just like with any sport, you have levels,
Mm-hmm.
and you have conferences. It's the same thing. They're not in the same conference. They're not on the same level. They don't compete in the same categories. That's all. And to be honest, I'm gonna have this conversation. I ain't gonna worry about it, but I'm gonna have this conversation. HBCUs, if y'all are listening, not all of y'all, not all y'all, but the vast majority of y'all need to get it together, because what y'all be doing in Daytona be giving me very much park. Be giving me very much park. We talk about these transitioning from the park to the high school.
I get them.
We need to talk about this transition from the park to the college, because y'all giving the same levels. Like, why are we still putting up halves? Okay, y'all can tumble, so what? The girls on the park can tumble just as good. But these halves and these running to your spot, very much park.
They're running.
HBCUs, get it together, because it's not cute. And y'all got talent on campus. Y'all have it. But y'all choose to look like the park. And it's not okay. It's not okay. And I'm very upset about it.
Clearly.
And I'm calling out my school, Bethune-Cookman University. Get it together.
They need to fire my fellow alum.
Oh, she's gone. They have somebody
Okay,
else.
good job. That's the start.
But they need to get it together. Y'all have
my alum, my school, Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, need to get it together as well. Very much park. Very much park.
They have so much talent on that team.
So much talent.
So much talent at that school, on that team, for them to look like that. Jarvis, we know it's Corey. Corey said it's the coaching. And it is.
Absolutely.
So is the coach?
And definitely not Xavier. Like I say, there are a couple. There are
because I know
when I say
Southern
a
just
couple,
won.
I'm sticking to that number. I might bump it up to a few.
I might bump it up to a few, but right now I'm at a couple.
But there's some that's going and wrecking shop and looking very good. But
their tryout requirements,
98% of them are very much.
I wish we could put EJ, we could put Ernest's comment up there. Their tryout requirements are super high and demand all these skills, but don't compete the skills.
Hello.
You hit it on the head, Ernest.
Standing back tuck, and we don't pull it as a team on the big blue mat.
Looking a hot mess and can't do no real stunts.
So where is the MEAC competition? Where is that at?
They compete in Daytona, just not on the outside. They compete on the inside. They don't get to go on the outside. And I wouldn't put them on the outside either.
Hold on. Okay.
And it's not just the MEAC, because remember, fam, and some of them schools not MEAC no more. They're SWAC. They don't really break them up in conferences for here like they do for everything else. It's more so the level that you compete on, like the category that you compete in. But yeah, they don't get to go outside. They compete in AC where don't nobody go. Don't compete outside.
I'm gonna look on YouTube for one of their comps.
Ooh, child, get ready.
I'm afraid.
Get ready. Because based off of, I mean, again, we
seen the FYFL competition last year.
And the team that actually won the FYFL was actually damn near good. The grand champs, they performed really well, and they performed better than some of them college teams.
If you saw FYFL, you saw their competition.
Oh Jesus!
I have to concur.
Oh, y'all terrible.
I just remember seeing what they put on Bethune-Cookman's post on their page, and I was like, delete this ASAP. Delete.
And they really be thinking it be good. Like, no, it's not.
Especially
okay.
like, and I understand, you want to support your school, cool, but No, this is not good. This is not
Right.
good.
Because they be like, oh, got third place. Well, who won?
Because if y'all got third,
Listen,
our bad cats went to
Corey,
Daytona and shut
I'm
it
with
down.
you.
And you
I'm
look
with
at the
you with the
routine, it's like they
resources.
did what?
Corey, I'm with you with the resources.
Yeah.
You don't need that many resources for cheer.
You really don't.
Like with football and like your tracks and your basketball, you need the weight room to be top tier. You need the athletic, the sports medicine. You need all of these things
So
because y'all doing better than them. And all y'all got is a mat in the gym to practice in. Oh, and some of y'all don't have that. Because I know Dilla sometimes have to practice in the auditorium or in the
Dance.
PA, they in the dance room. You got sometimes people be practicing in the cafeteria. Y'all have less resources, much
And,
less resources,
and look
and
way
look way
better.
better than them. I'm not gonna blame resources on the way those girls look on that mat.
It's
I
coaching.
can't do that.
It's coaching. It's all the way coaching.
I can't do that.
so
And I know HBCUs lack resources, and I don't want to undermine that. I
And they
really
go to
don't.
cheer camp. They go to the same, they go to UCA cheer camps. So you can't sit here and tell me that they go on to cheer camps and this is what they learned while they were at camp. You ain't gonna
But
sit here and
no,
tell me that.
so I watched a couple of the cheer camp like videos from some of the more upper echelon teams and your HBCU teams. The HBCU teams have their own camp,
Yeah, I know.
and it's UCA. It's like UCA did a HBCU camp, and then they did the everybody else camp.
that
If you
everybody
don't
else.
want to look like that HBCU team, stop going to the HBCU camp. Go to the other one. You may be like the little Timmy at the camp, and that's okay. But you got to build
What's
up.
the little Timmy?
You know, little Timmy is always the kid on the team that want to be on the team real bad, but they really not that good.
Okay, got it.
But you gotta
Yeah,
build it. You gotta start from somewhere. You
yeah.
definitely gotta start
Like
from
go
somewhere.
to the other camp instead.
So Jelani asks, so how does a high school coach prepare their girls if they are attending one of these schools? This goes back to the conversation we were having earlier with the transition, so to speak.
But Ernest said it. He was like, they are prepared. They are. A lot of the girls that we see at competition on that Friday and Saturday, on that Friday and Saturday at FHSAA state competition are prepared for the next level. They get there and they don't get the same caliber of coaching that they expect to get when they get there.
And like they said, like the requirements for them to even try out, the requirements
Oh,
for them to
Corey,
try,
yes, it's the who you know. I
yeah,
got the shot because of my name, because I
yeah.
cheered here, and we've always talked about how just because you've done the sport don't mean you could coach the sport.
You're right about that. And that's across the board on all sports. In all sports.
Lomo is looking good though.
Just because you have all them years experience as an actual participant don't mean you are good at coaching.
Mm-hmm. Because my
And
question
that's good, Ruben, that Xavier and Flomo was at y'all camp because now they're getting y'all level of work. They not getting that bottom of the barrel. They not getting that, and that's what they need. Like we gotta stop. Like
Stump and shake ruined cheerleading. I'm gonna say it. Stump and shake it's ruining cheerleading.
yes, the sport as a whole.
who
Yes,
came up with that?
somebody.
It's HBCU culture.
Throw
You
it
see
back.
what I said?
Because
Somebody.
you don't see that at the white schools. I went to a LSU game. I didn't see no stump and shake. I did see
Not
crowd.
a name.
I saw game day and a lot of stunting and throwing up signs, and I saw that. I did not
Very
see
much
no
game
stump and
day.
shake.
Very much game day.
Very much game
Very
day.
much game day at all times.
Did I think I have I think I recorded LSU cheer team. I'm gonna go look through my phone and I'm gonna post it. But yeah, very much game day is what I saw. Very much game day. I didn't see stump and shake. I didn't see them doing anything traditional in terms of, you know what I'm saying, cheerleading. I saw them doing game day and it was very refreshing to see that.
Now
Course,
I haven't seen film on the sideline in a long time. But I know at one point in time they kind of mixed it. Like they would do a bit of stump and shake, but for the most part they did traditional cheer.
They still do.
Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
this and my whole thing is, a little something to get the crowd hype. Okay, cool. But everything is you moving 50, doing 50 motions in one
But
word.
my
Like,
my problem with it as well is now you got people doing stump and shake camps. Like, can we stop?
yeah.
Can we stop? Matter of fact, I just watched the video today and I like to threw my phone away because you had these two chicks that was doing a stump and shake camp and they're dressed in a bodysuit as if they're dancers doing a stump shake camp.
Tragic.
They got the whole thing like when you do it, you gotta. I was like, why do that even matter? The clap, like, why I gotta bring it into me to clap? Like, if you know how to clap, you know how to clap.
Okay, Ruben, I can see where Ruben going at with basketball season. Okay, I can see a little bit of that at basketball
I like
season.
stump and shake for basketball. Okay,
I
so
can see that for basketball season, but on the
let's go back because I hate stump and shake. But I do like it when they be having a videos for basketball season because basketball season be more of a cheer battle. And
Bothering people.
and we do be cheering for the basketball team, but it makes more sense if you're cheering in the stand
because you can hear the stomp.
Right.
You can definitely hear the stomp. So I definitely listen. I am probably the president, probably the CEO of I Hate Stomp and Shake Society.
And I'm the founder.
Both of y'all. Both of y'all got it.
Baby, when I see a stomp and shake, I can't use that finger to scroll up fast enough when I see a damn I'm cussing. When I see a stomp and shake video on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, I scroll so fast, I probably be about to break my whole tip of my finger. That's how fast
they
I
do
scroll.
have a whole stump and shake competition. Like they'll have, and I watch it.
Remember, we saw it. Remember, we looked it up and we saw that there's a stomp and shake competition.
I be trying to understand stump and shake because, like, sometimes we don't like things that we don't understand. So I be trying to understand it. And yes, there are a whole lot of unanswered questions that I still have. So I really want a stump and shake expert. Matter of fact, I might reach out from the Cheer Chatter page to the person who put on the camp to bring them on for them to understand. And they might not like us afterwards because I'm still going to hate stump and shake probably. But I need to understand. So, like, they be just going to regular music. Like, they don't even use band music. They be regular music and having dance routines. So, like, is it a cheer competition or is it a dance competition at that point?
I can't hear what they.
Corey said he judged one. Please,
yeah.
Please
I was
share.
just gonna say that. He said he
please share
and left with a lot of unanswered
questions. What are you judging? Remember, we looked up the score sheet. We looked up
the score sheet and the rubric one time.
We did look up.
We were very confused. It was given very much step show.
He said very interesting once I read the score sheet rubric.
It was given very much step show.
This
the to articulate the stump, the precision of the stump.
I don't understand what they're saying. I don't. That's why I don't understand because it's that's what they sound like to me.
That sound like that song David Banner got.
Okay. That's ridiculous. If I've cheered, for example, at Lauderdale Lakes or Lauderdale Lions, then progressed to Dillard or Western and ended up at Howard or another school, I would be completely lost.
And would.
And I'm sure a lot of those girls.
And to be honest, I could be wrong, I don't know many girls that have left South Florida and cheered at a school that does mostly stump and shake.
And that's a lot of those up north HBCUs.
We know one now. There goes the Cookman. We can always ask her.
But they don't only do stump and shake. They do a little bit of everything. They're very much park as well.
Yeah, a whole lot
on
of
the
park.
sideline. They're very much on the sideline. Very much park on the sideline.
We know,
but they're not even halfway stump and shake.
What about Alabama? Are they stump and shake?
They
I
do
don't think so.
more, but they still also do traditional cheese.
Yeah, it's a little mixture of both in Alabama, from my understanding, from
Now,
what I've
when
been
you
seeing.
talking about North Carolina, that DMV area, oh,
Yeah,
you getting all stump and shake.
you're gonna get all the stump and shake. You're gonna get all of it.
It's more
Mhm.
of the hip movement, is what chorus is.
I can't. I can't. And especially with my knees right now, I can't.
Okay, we got to look up the CIAA cheer competition. I'm mad they gave it initials, but didn't just call it stump and shake.
See,
It's,
you never heard of a CIAA?
I'm
I
about
ain't
to look
heard
it
of CIAA, but the
Now
problem is,
their basketball tournament is off the chain.
that's what I'm saying. I've heard of CIAA, and everybody in the CIAA don't only do
here
stump and shake.
exhibit.
So why are we calling their competition
It's Stump and Shake.
CIAA? I mean, the stump and shake competition CIAA. Like, I don't know how I feel about that.
It says, hold on. It says CIAA Cheer Exhibition 2024 Stump and Shake Showdown. It's in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah, that's the
DMV.
DMV. I mean, that's that Baltimore, DC area.
I'm,
Yep.
I'm gonna put it in
DMV,
the group chat.
DC, Maryland,
Virginia,
Virginia.
Maryland. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna put it in the group chat. This ought to be interesting.
Both your babies wear Ernest at Bethune.
Okay, so that's interesting, Ruben. No, at Bethune in Alabama, because he said both do stuff and shit, like a mix.
Okay.
Um, for Xavier to be more of a stump and shake team, but also be a great traditional competitive team. That's interesting.
West Virginia girls want Woo girls though. Wait, what? What you mean, Ernest? I love to watch West Virginia Woo girls though. I'm guessing the Woo girls is what they call themselves.
Or are we saying woo girls go? Like, I'm confused.
He's saying though he loves to watch them though, but I think Woo girls is what they call themselves.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to look them up. And we probably have seen them, but
No.
just
Okay, so my first time really paying attention to Stump and Shake. Remember the original College Hill?
Yes.
Remember there was a girl that was on College Hill that cheered for Virginia State?
yeah.
I got the DVD. Don't judge me. I love College Hill. That was one of my favorite. Virginia State was one of
Oh, the Wood Girls. That's what they're called.
Wood girls. Okay.
He talking about, especially when they have a shortcut. He talking about Lissy and the blonde chick.
I loved College Hill. Virginia State and is it Virginia Union? It's one of them, and Langston.
Both of them.
Both of them
Both
there.
of 'em.
Virginia State and Virginia Union.
And Langston was my favorite.
Let me look up
You
the Woo
love
girls.
None of the rest of them was good to me. Matter of fact,
Yeah, they be together. Like, okay, so on the college level, they be together. I just still don't like it.
oh,
I don't. This is another thing I don't understand about Stump and Shake. Every Stump and Shake team has 17 uniforms on one team. 17 uniforms. Why?
Soon as you said that, it's three. I don't see 3 uniforms.
Like it.
Wait,
That's something
what?
I need to be explained. Like, do you get a uniform per grade level?
Oh no, you didn't.
Like, so if I'm a freshman, I gotta wear this uniform. If I'm a sophomore, I wear that uniform.
But
I
they
don't understand, why do they never have the same uniform on?
Oh, they don't, because
My knees hurting right now. And looking at them doing this stump and shake.
You watching the CIA?
I'm watching the Woo girls, the Woo Woos.
The Wood girls.
Woo
No,
Woo.
it's cool. I think
Woo.
her D came on because of autocorrect. You know how they go.
Yeah, WOO. WOOS.
The Woo Girls.
West Salem has a pretty good team.
It's Virginia State University. They're the Woo Woos.
The Woo-Woos.
Yeah, honey. Let me see this.
They need to play Pop Smoke song when they come out.
Oh, okay. So the multiple uniforms are lack of money. Okay.
So what does the uniforms disappear or they don't fit or what?
Oh, they all got shortcuts too. You got a few of them that got some bundles in there, baby. But these little shortcuts, baby.
They like the way it swing when they stomp and shake.
Who said the shortcuts? Who's that said the shortcuts?
Was it Corey?
Probably. And then Ernest talking about and the blonde.
They take it so serious. Okay, hold on. Somebody said the shortcuts.
Somebody did say the shortcuts.
It's either Corey or Ernest that said something about shortcuts.
Oh, it's on. It was Corey talking about, especially when they have a shortcut. He talking about in the blonde chick. That's what Ernest talking about in the blonde chick.
It's always one. It's always a little bald head blonde one. It's always one.
Well, the one I just saw was talking about not the flyaway skirts. Hold on, talking about the Stump and Shake girls love a pleated flyaway skirt. Just be moving.
And
Listen, they had the president with them on here, and this by all the girls I've seen. They all got little shortcuts, and then it's a few of them that got some long like bundles in the back.
he getting it though.
You don't see them in the
They
front.
always have body. You gonna get you somebody.
Baby, they giving Etna, honey. They giving Etna.
A lot of HBCUs view cheer as a club. I can see that.
Child.
I don't know.
A Stump and Shake hate.
Oh, different talking about down because you said a bob, a Edna bob. She talking about down.
But they had was moving. Them little shortcuts, baby. That
No,
little
they do. It be body, yada, yada, yada,
yada.
That little swoop right there be.
Yes, honey.
It gives nothing but bounce.
Okay, woo woos.
Child, we done talked about Stump and Shake.
Okay, they on the. It's about 50. It's about 50 uniforms on here. Count them.
No, thank you.
Right.
I'll pass.
Okay, it's a white, it's an orange, it's a blue.
The hips.
Oh wait, it's a one piece.
Oh Lord.
It's a royal blue. It's a navy blue. Hello,
Miss Tamika.
Hey.
We done talked about these people, insulted these people. just
a lot of HBCU prefer natural.
No filter.
And that's fine. I'm cool with, you know what I'm saying? You wear your little natural hair, your little roller sets. I'm okay with that. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like
we talking about hair now?
We have to level up. No, just cheerleading in general. I mean, yeah, of course they hair what they like the hair natural, especially those girls that's up in that area, in that Virginia, Baltimore, Maryland. DC.
The weather is very good to their hair in that area.
Very good to their hair.
The weather is very good to their hair.
Not like down here.
Honey. Listen, running to the car today, baby. When I say I was running, my knee was on fire. But I won't get wet because as soon as that water touch these little roots, honey, it's a wrap.
I'm still on my text.
You still what?
You forgot about me, ma'am.
Huh? Oh yeah, y'all just lost me.
She talked about the roots of her hair. I said, ma'am, I'm still waiting on my text.
Oh, child.
I responded back, ma'am. I said, okay, got it.
You never gave me a date.
I thought we talked about it. I gave you several dates.
No, I didn't get that.
If y'all don't take this sidebar, schedule
dates, ma'am.
Ma'am, you about to go back to that text, honey. I gave you some dates, and you told me that you had to book with bye-bye braids.
You said the
okay. Ruben said next question.
Door date so I could book bye-bye braids.
Baby got a bow. You chill.
Why? Baby,
He's talking about why the F they don't have no bows.
They ain't got no bows because they ain't got no hair. They cute bald head though. They cute bald head.
If somebody with a shortcut put on a boat, I got questions. I got so many.
That's like the boys who be wanting their bow and they put it on their wrist.
It's a girl I saw on one season. She didn't have she had a brush cut, and Sus had that bow right around her ankle, right about. I said, okay. I mean, hey, solidarity, baby. You got your bow on.
She paid for it. Why not?
So I saw something cute.
What?
At the UCF game, they're I don't know what you call them, dancers. The girls that's in the band with the pom-poms, they had like this a night, but it was like a little clip on and it went right here. So maybe the girls with the short hair, they could get a little clip on.
No, that little mama didn't have enough hair to clip on anything. She had a brush cut.
She had a brush cut. What's she clipping that to?
What's she clipping?
She get a tattoo. No,
her scalp.
She could go to a celebrity barber and get it.
He can edge one of them.
He can get it cut in.
No, ma'am. No,
listen.
No, ma'am.
Oh gosh. Okay, y'all. So we've been on here for an hour and a half.
Yes. And I'm fading real bad.
Ruba said good night.
All right, y'all. We're finna go ahead and shut it down because it's been a whole hour and a half. We had a very productive conversation. Thank you to everybody that participated in our conversation today. We definitely appreciate you. Make sure y'all are liking and subscribing to our channels, whether it's on Instagram as well as on YouTube. Make sure you are liking and subscribing
and
sharing. Most definitely sharing. We definitely are trying to take this outside. Well, we are going to take this outside of Florida. So if you know a team that should be spotlighted and we need to bring attention to us, let us know. Send us their Instagram handle so we can follow them and we can and spotlight them. So any departing words before we shut this down for the night?
Good night. I'm sleepy.
No, we're still looking for our 1K follower. We're still trying to get to 1K view followers. So please remember to follow, subscribe, tag, and repost.
All right. And as for me, I ain't got nothing for y'all. I'm sleepy too. And
Jelani said we need more than 2 episodes. How many episodes we on for this season?
This is number 5.
Yeah.
Can we spotlight the team where the coach's her personal life on the cheer play? Sure. Send it. Share it.
Yes. And it's the bio. It's the link is in our bio. I believe it's up under either team spotlight or a team interview, but it's in our bio. Let me look it up. But yeah, it's there. So
Corey, I'm about to inbox you.
Who?
Corey.
He waiting.
I know.
Yeah. It's under Cheer Chatter Spotlight. So go to our bio, click on our links, and go to Cheer Chatter Spotlight and complete the form so we can spotlight you as a coach, you as a cheerleader, or you as a team. Okay. So whoever filled it out, we want to spotlight you. So definitely go in there and do that. I've been randomly doing it to teams. I haven't checked back yet if someone responded back, but definitely we want to spotlight you all and, give y'all a shout out. Okay. With that being said, everybody, it's been a very productive conversation. This is what we want. We want you all to be engaged and interactive with us, so that way we can continue the conversations about all things cheer. And with that being said,
cheerfully yours.
Cheerfully yours.
I'm asleep.
Do I have your attention? Do I have your attention? Do I have your attention? 3, 2, let's go!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. We're reaching for the top, and we'll never